Wizards of the Coast absolutely bungled a massive Magic the Gathering tournament this weekend, which has understandably led to a bunch of players feeling angry or disappointed.
Magic. I am a wizard! History. I'm an old wizard! The Magic Historian. My bones hurt.
Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. My friends, we are here today to talk about the fallout from the massive failure that Wizards of the Coast experienced yesterday when it came to their big premier Magic event. So if you're not aware, yesterday was the May 2021 Arena Open, okay? And this is a big deal when it comes to arena tournaments. In my opinion, there are no bigger events on Arena. Some people may consider the Magic Pro League events to be a bigger deal, but I feel like in recent times the Magic Pro League has kind of taken a back seat, and a lot of people don't really care about what's going on with them. However, the Arena Open is an event that is indeed open to everyone to play in, and it offers a big juicy cash prize in the form of $2,000. Now, that may not sound like that massive a prize if you're thinking about a whole bunch of pro players on a really high level, but that's not what this is. This is everybody show up, play Magic the Gathering, and you have a chance of winning $2,000, right? And this Arena Open was unique in that in some ways it was the most even playing field across the board. And by that I mean this event was a sealed pool event, right? So basically what's happening is everybody is given 6 booster packs full of random cards and they build their decks out of that, right? So in terms of needing to build your deck ahead of time and having that skill level, not as important. Yes, there is certainly an element of luck that goes into, well, did you get a good randomized pool? But either way, this felt like something that was accessible for everybody. Now, I have to kind of laugh at the concept of it being accessible for everyone because anybody who was a part of yesterday will know that, in fact, this event was very accessible. If you'll notice up here on the screen, it's on this side over here, you will see what most people experienced for most of this event. There was massive errors that went on for many hours. As far as I understand, the information is showing that this persisted for at least an 8-hour chunk of the day, right? And this is for this big event that Wizards of the Coast has built up for I guess they announced it a month in advance, right? We're talking about $2,000 on the line. So Saturday, when this all happened, is day 1. This is your ticket into day 2. Day 2 is where you can win the $2,000. But to do so, you have to rock it in the first day, right? It's basically best of 1. You need 7 wins, right? You have to go 7 wins to qualify for the second day, which isn't that's an insane record to begin with, but you have to get to those 7 wins to make it to the second day. Now, when Magic players logged in and tried to play their games, they were greeted with this crazy ongoing waiting for the server. In some cases, people reported to me in live streams that essentially what happened was they were waiting for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So the entire time that this is showing up on the screen for you, the waiting for the server rotating, the entirety of my video, that will be on the screen for less time than some people had to deal with this. And this wasn't like a small little issue that only affected a few people, right? This was massively widespread. A ton of people were having this issue. I don't know how much it extended into mobile, but for PC players, it was a huge debacle, right? You're sitting there trying to log in and play, and this was affecting parts of the game that weren't even involved with the event itself. So, for example, I logged in for a little bit of casual play with my gigantic green tower, all right? Just to chill and play. First of all, it took about 5 attempts for the client to even load. And then whenever you skipped between screens, the waiting for service. So if you went to, let's see what the daily deal is in the shop, you're going to wait for a couple of minutes while this thing spins. I want to go and modify my deck. Wait a few minutes while it spins. So this is from step to step to step, and it was just so aggravating that honestly, I played 2 games before I just got fed up and left. And that was me just going to play casually. Now imagine someone who had saved up their resources to play in this event, because this event was not free to partake in, right? Like, you had to pay a hefty entry price to get into this event. So either 22,500 gold, which is almost a month's worth of gold for even the most dedicated of players, right? If you're playing consistently and earning the gold rewards, you're earning, like, the heavy hitters, and by heavy hitters I mean the people who play a ton and get enough wins, are pulling in 1,000 to maybe 1,200 gold a day. And that's at the upper limit. You're going to have a lot of players who are just going to maybe 4 wins in a day and pulling down about 500 gold, right? So for those people, this is more than a month's worth of built up gold in terms of free resources. Now, if you're going with the paid route, Wizards of the Coast wanted you to pay 4,500 gems, 4,500 gems to play in this event, okay? Now, 3,400 gems costs 20 American dollars. So you're looking at an entry fee of at least $25. Now, this is a company that has made videos going, they will know your name. They have touted Arena as an actual esport. They're like, we're going to be one of the big esports. We're going to establish a name for ourselves. And if you are a champion at our game, people will know your name. And you've reached this situation where they're running these big cash tournaments, but they can't even keep the client stable enough for that event to run smoothly. I cannot imagine the frustration of somebody who's actually succeeding in this event. Like, you're playing in this event, you're trying to make it to day 2, you know you need 7 wins to make it to day 2. 7 wins. So without even losing at all, you have to go through a bare minimum of 7 matches of sealed, okay? And sealed games are by their very nature slower than regular games, right? In a regular game of Magic, people have big blowout built up decks where you can easily see the game ended on turn 4 or 5. The only way a sealed game is going to end on turn 4 or 5 is if somebody, either one person got completely man-hosed, or somebody else got an amazing sealed pool just loaded with bombs and is steamrollering somebody. But that is so infrequent that that's not going to be the majority of players' experiences. The majority of players' experiences are going to be playing a game that is slow rolling, and then the game ends, and then you're waiting 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, while you stare at this black screen and you've got just your little rotating, waiting for server, waiting for server, waiting for server, waiting for server. And then to add insult to injury, when contacted, I literally saw this over on the Twitter post. Wizards of the Coast put out a Twitter post going, we're experiencing some issues. This was on the Arena account. We're experiencing some issues and we're looking into it. I mean, that's obviously the kind of response they're going to make, right? Hey, there's a problem. We're looking into it. And so somebody responded on that, because there's a whole bunch of angry responses. People are frustrated or whatever, and understandably so. And one of the responses talks about how this dude contacted customer support. And actually, I need to tell you this too. If you're somebody who was part of the event and you had these problems and you haven't already done so, you need to contact Wizards of the Coast support, because I don't think for a second that Wizards of the Coast is going to come out and do anything meaningful about this, right? I expect that they'll probably just make a little tweet going, well, you know what? We figured out what the error is, and hopefully going forwards, we won't experience it any further. And then maybe they'll give one of those token gesture things where, here, have a code called Oopsie, and it gives you 1 free level on your Mastery Pass. Woohoo! You know, like that level of, here you go, we're fixing the situation. So somebody contacts customer support, tells them they had the problem. They entered the event using gems. So remember, they spent $25. They bought the gems, used the gems to enter the event, spent $25 plus of their real money. Who knows? It might be a little bit more. I don't know exactly what it breaks down to, but I'm using a rough number of 25 American dollars, which is, to me, a significant chunk of money. That is not something to just wave away, right? So you spend your 25 US, you buy the gems, you get into the event is just a nightmare for you of unplayability. So you contact customer support and they go, okay, you know what? We understand you've had this problem. We're going to refund you. Here's 22,500 gold. So this guy spent the money to buy gems, spent the gems on the event, and they refunded him in gold. Now, everybody who uses Arena regularly knows there are a number of things that you can only do with gems. In fact, whenever a new set comes out, Wizards of the Coast only gives you gem options to play in any of the draft or sealed events. You have to pay with gems. You can't pay with gold to get into these events at the beginning. Like, you can't pay gold to get into a sealed event specifically, right? You literally have to use gems. So there are situations where gems are your only option. They're clearly the superior currency. And so you're somebody who's turned around, spent your money on these gems to play in this event specifically, and then Wizards turns around and gives you their valueless in-game currency as, oh, sorry that you got hosed. We're going to take your $25 worth of gem money and here's your gold. Here's your gold. Like, to me, that's where I would lose my mind. That's where I would just get so absolutely livid. You know what I mean? Like, you have these problems and then you go to the company and go, okay, resolve these problems. I literally just gave you this money. This guy's not even looking for a cash refund, right? He doesn't even get the gems though. They just give the gold. So it's mind-blowing to me, this entire scenario. You're going to run a big ticket event now, and it doesn't seem like anything's being done to make it up to people in terms of giving them an opportunity. Like, on top of the fact that you're getting refunded in this way, you're not going to be given an opportunity to join the event. All the people who are playing today for cash are the few lucky souls who managed to somehow make it through the gauntlet of Wizards' errors and show, like, basically, they defied the odds, and now they're the only ones who get to play. And all these other people, normally what will happen is, if you lose in the event, if you scrub out, you have the opportunity to join again, right? I mean, yes, you have to pay the hefty entry price again, but you can keep trying over and over. And nothing is being done about it. Like, a bunch of people spent money to get into this event, and I bet a bunch of people freed up their schedules to make a day of it. I can tell when something is having a big effect in the Magic community, specifically with Arena, because it becomes part of the conversation in my live streams. Like, I usually live stream twice a day. Well, it depends. I live stream at least once a day on this channel at 10 o'clock Eastern time at night, right? But I also do earlier streams recently over on my Hatcher channel where we've been playing old school Chandalar. And if you want to see an awesome version of Digital Magic and you've never seen Chandalar, come on over, check out the playthrough that I am doing of the Chandalar game because it's absolutely amazing. So I'll make sure to link it here at the end. But anyways, during both of my streams, I had people coming by and talking about this, right? Like, there was multiple instances of people coming by and lamenting about what's going on with the Arena Open. And normally, when there's a problem going on, it's not a big enough problem to get on my radar that way. But if it, like, because literally, my streams aren't massive. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have somewhere between maybe, like, 50 to 80 people showing up for a stream, and over on the other channel, even fewer. And it's a situation where I'm still getting multiple people going, bro, look at all this stuff that's happening. So you've got a situation where they absolutely can't run this event. Bear in mind, again, remember what I said. The spinner that's up here on the screen, some people involved in the event had to stare at this for longer than you've been staring at it for this entire video. And that's just between one of their matches. Like, one match ends, they wait this long trying to get to the next match. You spent $25 on this event. You know what I mean? You're sitting there, this is going to be how you spend your day. You're hoping maybe I'll be able to get through it fast enough that I can go do some other things. But I freed up my schedule. I'm qualifying. Winning $2,000 is a big deal, right? That's a lot of money, especially since it's American dollars. And I don't know about where you live, but I'm in Canada. So American dollars are worth like 20% more than my currency. So that's an even bigger boost up higher. So you have this scenario where Wizards absolutely wasn't able to deliver like a non-problematic event. They're giving out refunds that aren't what the people paid. Like, that's the craziest part to me. The not refunding gems as gems. Wizards of the Coast not giving like cash refunds, not surprised at all. Not giving gem refunds absolutely blows my mind. And you know the company's not going to go and do the right thing and go, okay, let's go through our records and figure out everybody who was affected by this, and we'll automatically make it right. Let's offer them all what they're owed in terms of a refund. Of course they're not going to do that. They're going to hope that you don't say anything, that you just go, oh, I guess that's the way it goes, and they can just go, we're going to try better in the future. Thanks for the money. We're going to keep it. Like, how much gold and gems were drained out of the community with a tournament that essentially felt like a false promise with no opportunity to make it up? While you're watching this video right now, people are competing for the $2,000 that all these people got locked out of, not due to getting a bad sealed pool, not due to playing badly, not due to bad luck, but just straight up due to Wizards of the Coast absolute and unacceptable incompetence. This is absurd. This is a $500 million company that is talking about, we're going to be a big juggernaut in esports, and they can't even run this event properly. It's incredibly frustrating, and I understand and feel sympathy for anybody who got hosed by this. All right, my friends, thanks for coming by. List of my patrons scrolling on by, and link to the Chandelar series if you want to see some good non-loading screen nonsense. Head on over and have some fun. I'll see you over there.